Today in front of me I have 5 different Damascus Hunters by ABS Journeyman Smith Dan Lewis. This one I'm showing you, all the sheaths are pretty much like this. High quality leather, hand stitched and made by the maker Dan Lewis himself. Comes with a nice little belt loop on the back. Okay, now let's get to the knives. What you're looking at here, for some people, and I know that was the same for me when I first saw one, I thought it was a full tang knife, which surprised me because most ABS makers do not make full tang knives. The first time I saw this was at a show a long time ago in Arkansas, and Master Smith J.R. Cook had one on his table. I thought it was a full tang knife. And he explained to me, no, it's a frame handle hunter. And I said, what is a frame handle hunter? So let's talk about what is a frame handle hunter. First, you have the blade, which as you can see here, this one is called a feather pattern. It's got a unique look to it. It's not, we're gonna see a traditional feather pattern in a minute. This one kind of looks like an explosion. I think it's a really cool blade. Okay, the next piece up you have is the Damascus guard. Then you have the Damascus frame that obviously goes all the way around. And then you have these beautiful cross-cut with nice blues and whites, mammoth ivory. The blade and the tang, one piece. The guard is one piece. The frame is one piece. And then, of course, the 2 scales. The guard slips along over the tang up against the blade. And then the blade goes into the frame. At that point, the scales are attached. It's a little bit more difficult than what I just described. It's a lot of work to get this done and make these, which is one, why a lot of guys don't do it, and 2, it's more expensive than a traditional hidden tang hunter. I really like these frame handle knives. They're just very unique. The next one, also from Dan, is basically the same thing, except what you're seeing is this one has Stag scales on it. Again, you see the frame all the way around. Construction is exactly the same. You can see that gorgeous explosion pattern feather on there. Okay, so this is, again, a frame handle Damascus hunter with Stag on it. Next up, this is a hidden tang hunter. As you can see, there's no metal exposed. Basically, the tang goes into the wood handle here. In this case, desert ironwood. Again, guard, Damascus guard slips over the tang. Tang goes into the handle. This one has what's considered much more of a traditional feather pattern. You can see as it comes down, they call it a feather because it looks like a feather. It's got the spine going down it, and then the lines go off either side. Just at one time, 10 years ago, this was like one of the most unique patterns that was available that you could get in Damascus. Today, a lot of people have figured out how to do it. It's an extremely labor-intensive way to make Damascus. And makers, what they've told me is they lose about 2 to 3 out of every 5 billets that they make because they have to split the steel, then put it back, reverse it, put it back together. That's how you get the feather going both ways. This one has a desert ironwood handle. Okay, this is kind of what Dan is known for. These, what he refers to them as kumai blades. And I'm going to explain how Dan does this a little bit. As you can see, this one is a clip point, because you can see how it's got the little clip right here, which that's how they came up with the name. Not really unique, not a lot of thought went into it, but they had to call it something to differentiate it from a drop point. Okay, so again, what you're looking at here is actually, Dan calls it kumai, or San Mai is 3 layers, san being 3 in Japanese. Go is 5 in Japanese. So this technically could be a gomai blade, because what you're looking at here, the core is W2, carbon steel. Then what goes on is a layer of copper on either side of the blade. And then on the outside, Dan uses 1095 and nickel to make the Damascus. And those are all pushed together. One of the things that makes his knives unique with this copper in it is that copper, being a softer steel, has a melting temperature right at around 1600 degrees. So what they have to use is what's called a brazing technique instead of a well-forged technique, which you can do at a lower temperature. And that's what Dan has to do with these to get them to all go together. And then when he grinds it, you can see the gorgeous copper all the way through it. Just a real unique looking knife. Next up is the more traditional drop point hunter. Again, with the same 5 layers and the copper running through it, as you can see, and you can see it running down there. Dan just uses some really good looking desert ironwood as well, which being from New Mexico, he has access to that. So again, these are all by ABS, Journeyman Smith, Dan Lewis, and are available at Robertson's Custom Cutlery. Please like and share.